What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, B? What's going on, brother?
Man, the stream is live. We got a big app tonight. Going a little in a different path, but we're back, baby, and we got a big guest tonight.
Yeah, man. This is good, man. Tonight, we're back. We're inside the EYBL after a few week hiatus, getting through our successful battle for NYC, or as I say, battle for New York supremacy All-Star tournament. Long Island was named Kings of New York, and Lawrence Whitmere Academy Dylan Kudjoe was named MVP. And can't forget my guy, Jeff Mohorn, you know what I'm saying, who just got a good look from Siena recently. He won MVP of the consolation game up at Dwaynesburg, right? So want to give a big shout out to him. Yeah, man, we got us a great show tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be right back.
Let's go.
Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast. Finish your breakfast.
All right, man. All right. I see I had some Adidas stuff sneaking in. How did that happen? We'll fix that. We'll fix that. All right. Listen, today we are back at it with Inside the EYBL. We have a special guest who is no stranger to the EYBL scene and has gotten a bird's eye view of most of the action front and center. He is a videographer. Man, this guy is definitely all over the place with it. He knows the game, and he's a true basketball head. So without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Jordan Petway, a.k.a. Shake Hoops.
Shake what up, baby?
Yo, what's good, my guys? How you guys doing?
How you doing, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Listen, man, it was hard to book you, bro. You're popular, bro. You're blowing up.
Let me tell you, there is a lot of people out there, doing the voiceovers, doing the green screen with them in the page, man. And I can honestly say, yo, bro, yours seems so authentic and so true. It bleeds through the video, right? So when you come on my feed and I'm listening to you, I'm really enjoying the passion that you have by it, but also the information, right? Because that's key, right? And I think once you get those two things, you got yourself a nice little niche, man. Nice little niche. So salute to you, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, just grew up playing basketball my whole life. So then, like you said, videographer stuff. Now I learned that. Then I'm like, all right, let me like start to give back to the game a little bit. Like people know me from behind the camera. All right, let me just give my 2 cents. I know what I'm talking about. That's one thing a coach always said. I had a good IQ. So I'm like, all right, let me just try to give back. I'm still on the younger side. I'm 27. So before I reach like when they don't want to hear what I'm saying anymore era, like then let me just start a little bit now.
Well, listen, they brought Jordan back, so but I know we don't got the credentials of Jordan, but hey, listen, somebody out there listening,
somebody got to pick up the information.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the way like you've been able to kind of connect, the guys behind the scenes, with players, with fans, with coaches. I feel like, your videos are so relatable. Like Pooh said, you're learning stuff. And, I always watch it just because I've seen you next to me on the sidelines for so long. I see you at so many games, and you're like always been one of those guys in the crowd. But to see you kind of do your own thing has been so awesome to watch because, you're just an easy guy to root for. And, like Pooh said, you're boots on the ground kind of guy. I see you everywhere.
Yeah. I'm just trying. I experience it better when I'm at the game. Like I'm feeling it. I'm like you play basketball. It just feels different when you're in the arena and stuff like that than watching all the highlights. Oh, I really know what this kid was doing. Oh, he missed 4 shots in a row, but came back. He kept that confidence. Oh, he turned the ball over 6 times, but he ended with 30 points. Oh, he didn't play that good, really. Like, did he really, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different feeling than looking at the box scores and stuff like that.
Yeah, so tell people what part of Connecticut you're from and how did you make the transition from, coming over here to New York?
Yeah, so I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut. That's not too far from New York. So it's like maybe like an hour, 10-minute drive from New York. So just growing up, you always hear about New York basketball. We used to come play Rebel in the Bronx all the time, bunch of New York tournaments, stuff like that. Fast forward, was in college. I ended up getting an internship with Slam Magazine for my senior year of college the summer before, but COVID had hit. So that ruined like me coming into New York, but I ended up working for them for like maybe 8 months. So I learned a lot of stuff. They're based in New York. Started filming a little bit, filming workouts and stuff like that. As my basketball career was finishing, New York Lightning called me up because a couple players are from Connecticut. I recorded them, went to Peach Gym with them the first year. That was the 2021 year. I got a lot of experience there. Ended up working for Overtime. Then after Overtime, I still work with Pat Bev Pod. So then that allowed me to move to New York, get my boots on the ground, and then still was able to run shake hoops and stuff like that. So it became much easier when I got out here. So, and I'm loving it. I'm on my 3rd year. It's been a great experience. And like people like y'all have accepted me into the basketball community. Like you were talking about it before. You thought I was from New York. Like
that's a fact.
Yeah, I did.
Everyone think that, but like that's like people don't realize I'm right next door. I'm not like far Connecticut, so we got the same type of little swag going on sometimes too. But yeah, that's
a quick ferry ride, my man. A quick ferry ride.
Yeah, right there. Hop on Metro North real quick. You good?
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. So you have a very interesting history as a videographer, especially covering some heralded players over the years that been on the scene. Now let's talk about some of those players early on that you caught, that you probably were like the only guy in the gym that was getting this footage from these players.
Yeah, so I would say like the main players early on, I was kind of recording like Ian Jackson a lot when he was first coming up. And Boogie Flan, those are like the main New York players, but I was able to see like Jared McCain when he was like in 16's year. Who else? Rob Dillingham, Isaiah Collier. These players are younger, so I kind of realized in myself like I kind of like to watch things and stuff like that when I'm in the gym. So it's like, all right, this was my first year, so I'm really reading things. So I'm like, all right, if I go try to post Bronny, I know this platform's posting in, this platform's posting in, this platform's posting in. I'm not that big, so it's not gonna hit the same. But I do know basketball. I do know who's good. So I'm like, let me go record these younger kids, give them some love, and then I'm gonna come up with that. And then it just hit the nail on the head. Like Boogie was a top 10 player, Ian top 10 player. Jared McCain was out of here in high school. I was one of like the first mixes he has posted. So I just tried to like blend my talents that I learned with editing with my basketball knowledge, and ended up working out. I've recorded a lot of kids when they were younger. Now I'm seeing a lot in like the NBA, like Stephen Castle, Reed Shepard. I remember they were like younger playing too. So it's crazy.
Yeah, and like the fact that you're able to build such trust with kids, as they're up and coming, they know that they can rely on you. They're going to get out, the good stuff that they want, a good point of view. How important do you think relationships are in this game, especially with players? coaches, things like that, because I think your ability to kind of cultivate relationships has helped you really skyrocket. So what do you kind of put a value on those type of relationships?
Yeah, that relationships are everything to me. You can only leave like a first impression on somebody once. Like my parents always told me that growing up. So like relationships are just big to me. I was the type of person like, yeah, I'm in it. I'm in this for the basketball. Like I was going to high school games and stuff when I was still in college. Like I was still keeping up with the high school. Like she went Sharif Cooper and Josh Christopher. I was keeping up way before I was filming and all that stuff. So like I'm like, all right, like I'm building genuine relationships. I'm here for the basketball. I don't care about getting clicks. I don't care like, oh, like you say this one thing and it blows up, you become a scandal. Like, nah, like you say something great, like plenty of people have said something crazy on camera. I'm not putting that out there. Like I don't care.
That's a fact.
I don't care for that. Like I'm like at the end of the day, you're like these kids are 16, 17, 18 years old. Like they're gonna do dumb stuff, but like I'm not there for that. I'm there to present your story, present the basketball. Hey, maybe a coach will see you. Hey, you getting fans off of this. Just like seeing like Elliot and Tahad grow up and stuff like that. Them I was around a lot more because we were I was traveling on the plane and stuff with them. So you just get to learn these. Like at the end of the day, they're still kids. They chasing a dream. I just love the hope that like high school kids have and they could try to chase their dreams. So yeah, building relationships, trust, that's definitely a huge part about it.
That's what I think what made me connect with you, because we're about the same things, right? We're not about the scandals. Even when I interviewed the older guys, the legends and the greats and whatever happened in their past, I remember seeing Lamar Odom on Drink Champs, right? And this was kind of like really kind of helped me spark basketball heads. That's what I forgot to tell you. I'm watching Lamar Odom on Drink Champs, and they're not talking about basketball.
Yeah.
They're talking about all the scandal stuff.
Yeah, it's about your wife did, your wife this, your wife that. Like I don't care about that, bro. Like
we know him for playing basketball.
Exactly.
And no one was talking about that. So it was about creating a safe space for people to come on and tell their stories. And I think when you're doing that with the high school kids, and knowing they're gonna make some mistakes, they're kids, right?
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that we're capturing those positive moments, and hopefully they can turn into some great moments and a great career. Like, how important is the EYBL and its significance to the game from your standpoint?
That's the cream of the crop. Like every single year, people were. It's funny. Like every year people are like, "Yo, EYBL's down, bro. EYBL." I've been doing this. My 5th year doing it. Every single year, someone has said that. Every single year. Then like I remember like Justin Edwards and them were in high school. That was like Justin Edwards, Modest Bruzelis. I think that was like Jared McCain's year. All of them are like Rob Dillingham. All of them, they're like, yeah, like EYBL is down this year. There's no number one player now. They're in the NBA. You see Stephen Casso, Jared McCain, Justin Edwards, Modest Bruzelis, all those top players. They're gonna be one of the best players in the NBA. It's slept on. Like no, like this is cream of the crop every single year. This is where the top kids want to play. Of course, you can make it in other avenues and stuff like that. But if you get a chance to play at this and play a lot of minutes, this is the center stage where you could prove yourself.
And like, have you been like blown away with the progress of the EYBL over your 5 years? I mean, it's just gotten so much bigger. And like you said, there's always going to be some doubt. But I mean, it's gotten so big. The percentage of players, top players is so high, and it gets higher every year. I mean, just talk about when you first got there and now how comfortable you are there now, and how much it's kind of changed and progressed in a good direction.
Yeah, so when I first got there, that was the COVID year. So like it was a little different because I was like you only could bring a videographer if like you were with a team, and maybe like Slam and Ball is Life and all that stuff was there. So it was a little different. Then we were there for 2 weeks. They had like kids were getting tested. I remember like Renz back then, they were about to play in like the quarterfinal or semifinal, and Kyle Flipowski couldn't play. He was like the number 3 player in the country back then. He couldn't play. He failed his COVID test. Like I was like wild back then. Then just to see every year they add a different thing, like a different element. Like I just love the organization of it. You know, like a lot of AAU could be like, oh, games at 4, but it don't start till 7 o'clock or something. Like EYBL always on time. These refs are trying out for high D1 jobs like SEC, Big E. Like these refs are like actually trying to. They're not just there for a check. Like that's their career, stuff like that. So yeah, it's been great every single year.
Man, when we talk about the job as a videographer, right? And how you got into it, like, can you kind of explain to people like what's the difference between someone trying to go viral than being organic as a videographer?
Yeah, like that's not a, I don't want to call it a lose-lose, but that you're like gambling if you just trying. That's like going to throw 200 on black or something every time. Like you trying to just go viral. Like if you find your passion or something, like your lane, you don't know when it could blow up. Like you just trying to blow up every single time. You just reaching. You basically you're trying to do what somebody else is doing. If you go into your brain, all right, I liked how this looked. I believed in my work. If it don't blow up, who cares? Like, not a big deal. You could literally make 2 more videos the next day. That was the thing I had to learn over time, of course, but like it's not that big a deal. Like people post every day. Platforms with 400 million followers post and they might not get that much views and stuff. It's like if you find the love, your passion, your niche, like the opportunities are endless.
And as you start to get more popular, and you focus on certain things, is there like a goal that you kind of have, Jordan, like individually, maybe beyond videography, like to become like a GM, a scout, anything like that? Do you have any aspirations to maybe do some coaching?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to keep growing in my career. I know that like 10 years before this, I didn't think I'll be doing this. 5 years ago, I thought I wanted to just be an editor out of college. I thought I was just going to be somebody sitting behind the computer. And now like I'm good with the camera. I could go and talk, like interview somebody. Like I just want to keep evolving. Like just even people like people are just so motivational to me, like watching like Matt Barnes and all them, like all the smoke, even like Stephen A. Smith. Like Stephen A. Smith started as like a beat writer in Philly. Now he's about to get $100 million contract to talk about sports. Like things are just evolving over time. I just know I'm just trying to keep my head down, stay focused, stay creative and stuff like that. And opportunities could be endless. Say I don't want to pick up a camera. I could be a GM or a scout. Coaching doesn't really entice me right now. Like I think coaching is like I don't really like people to not like me. So I could be I could be a great coach. We could win the championship. We could win 3 championships in a row. It's gonna be somebody on the end of the bench and a parent that's down my neck that don't like that. So that don't entice me right now in my life. But hey, you never know. Opportunities are endless.
I'm glad you brought that up. It's a great segue. We talk about the relationship between the coaches, the game, and the parents, right? And I know you see a lot of that, right? And a lot of times, the parents want to be the coaches and the GM at the same time with the kids at a very young age. What are some of the distractions you think kids go through dealing with that whole situation with all the media and then the parents there? And how do you think that's working out far as you're concerned? Like we love the parent support, but what are some of the things that
it's definitely just a lot of pressure on kids nowadays. Like honestly, sometimes it feels like some of the kids aren't even having that much fun with it anymore. Like I think that like a lot more kids are playing hard nowadays because like there's like you could kind of see a light at the end of the tunnel. Like you could go low major, mid major, you could get a little bit of money or something like that. Like, so that's some people's motives, but a lot of the parents are kind of like living through the kid. Like oh yeah, we got to do this, we got to do that. Clearly everything a coach says isn't right, but like you might not be right either. Like you got to look at it from a coach's perspective. Coach can only put 5 people on the court at a time. Like that's what he feels is right. That's what he feels is right. You as a parent, you gonna think the same thing too. Like, but at the end of the day, y'all just hurting the kid. Like the kid is hearing 10 different things. Like that's why I think it's big to have a coach that like connects with his players. Like, guys, let's keep what we have going inside the locker room and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, parents are parents. They're gonna be parents. It's like a slippery slope. You got to try to find like a middle ground. So
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Jordan, I was at a middle school event over the weekend, and I mean, some of the parents completely get it. Some of them absolutely off the rails. I mean, some kids are turning around like, "You gonna post this? You gonna post this?" Some kids
yeah.
are diving all over the floor. It's really crazy. But one thing I've been dying to ask you is, what's your thoughts on the state of basketball in New York, especially at the high school level, in the city? What are your thoughts on, just overall the city and basketball?
So me is kind of different. Like I have an outside looking in perspective because it's my third year here. Kind of this last year was kind of my first year around like public league and stuff like that. So of course I heard about the drama the year before and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't think like some people be like, oh, it's down, it's this, it's that. Clearly, it's different from when you had a bunch of McDonald's All-Americans. I want to say like 2000s era, like when the Catholic League was like Rice High School and all that type of stuff. It's a little bit different from then, but you got to realize like we just had like a golden, like I don't want to say golden era, but maybe you never know. 15 years from now, it could be a golden era when you have Boogie Ian there. What's the kid that went to LIU? He just transferred last year. He went to Eagle Brooklyn. Eric. Like he's there. Tobey Awaka, Ty Foster, all these Boogie, those are great kids. Like Boogie, Ian, Tobey, like those are high major type of kids. Like Rams and all them. Like those are like kids that were really good. And then now you see a lot of kids coming up too. Like you see like Ethan has a chance to be a really good. Jada Connor is going to JUCO, has a chance to be good. Like if these people try to judge it like from right now, but like let these kids develop a little bit, like let them go through college, then you're going to look back and be like, oh yeah, that was crazy. That's what happens every single time. So I think it's like still the player, the talent is still there. People just want to see, like, people expect results, right? They were just in a right now society. People want to see top players in the country, stuff like that. But sometimes you gotta go through a shift and let people develop and things like that.
Well, let's jump right into it, right? Talk about some of the top players in the country. Let's talk about some of the top teams on the EYBL circuit right now. 17U, like Team Takeover, New York Reds, Oakland Soldiers, Utah Prospect, and PSA Cardinals. All right. So when we talk about we talk about Team Takeover, we talk about Caden Samuels, Prince Alexander Moody, right, whose stock is rising game by game, Britton Barrett. Let's just talk about Team Takeover and some of the things that you saw that kind of stood out from your point of view.
Yeah, I think they probably are the favorite as of right now. It's just every single year Takeover has a new batch coming in. Like it's like they have a great program where it's like from 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th, like they're gonna have good teams every single year. They're just like the complete team to me. I think a lot of times at EYBL, like people fall in love with the stars, but it's like those role players that are getting you 10 boards, 10 points, that are really doing it. And I think they had a football player. One of the kid plays football. I forgot what was his name, but he's like great player. Then everyone's feeding off of each other. They're one of the most impressive teams I've seen this year so far.
Yeah, and to piggyback on Team Takeover, because every time I watch them, it's unbelievable. Jordan, break down a little bit of Caden Samuels' game, because I saw him at the Jordan Holiday Classic. He's got a great support system. His family was screaming every time he scored a bucket, and he scored a ton. This kid looks like he could be potentially a top 10 player in the class, and he's heating up right at the right time. Talk about how special this kid's been.
Yeah, he stands out to me because he scores like so simple. Like when I think if you could learn to score simple at a young age, that sets you apart. A lot of times in high school, kids are like, they want to be Kyrie Irving early on, like, because that's like different. That's what you think you're watching, but when you realize like Kyrie's simple at the end of the day, of course, at the end of shot clock, he's gonna make some magic. But it's like, oh, can you make those one dribble pull ups? make all your turnarounds, make all your layups to get these easy points playing team basketball. He like calculates that for me. Clear, like he could go get a bucket, but he's in that, like I said, that takeover system where it's like, all right, like let's play within the system. The game's gonna come to you. We're gonna find you. He's standing out like that.
Yeah, and the thing about team takeover, all these guys stay together from grade to grade, right?
Yep.
And that's what makes them so special. They're not just kind of adding guys and letting guys jump ship. Guys are staying loyal to the team and staying loyal to the process, and the results are coming true for them.
That's how you win in the EYBL. Clearly, people are gonna leave. Like, it's the nature of AAU. People are gonna leave, find different opportunities. But you could keep a core group together that's played together from eighth. Like, because you got to think AAU that's a league. Like EYBL is a league at the end of the day. Like, even more so than some high schools now. Some high schools don't even play for any championships now. This is a champ. Like, you playing to go to PGM. I've been in that environment, like in PGM. Like, they care about that. Like, the whole. Maybe like the first couple of sessions, it might feel weird, but once you in Augusta and you gotta wake up at 8 a.m, you're not playing in the main gym on NBA TV, you're gonna feel that. It's just a different energy out there.
And Pooh kind of said like what Team Takeover does. They really try to do it, as they roll over year to year. Another team that really tries to do that, especially when I talk to the director, is the PSA Cardinals. Shay, could you break down? What you've seen from those guys, especially some of the New Yorkers during your time in the EYBL?
Yeah, I think they have a chance to be really good at Peach Jam this year. I think they might have lost 3 games this year so far. But honestly, in EYBL, you just gotta make sure you make Peach Jam. Like, once your record 0-0 once July after that last July session, make sure you make Peach Jam. They're playing really good. Dylan's one of the best guards in the country. Honestly, I feel like he's like a guard version of Kawhi of the EYBL. Just like, you might not like he's not doing these crazy moves, but he's gonna lock up, gonna go get buckets, he's gonna knock down shots. At the end of the game, he's gonna have 20 and 8 or something like that. Like you might not thought it, but he has it. Jane Chapman, he's playing great this year. The Twins have barely played this year, so I think if they get healthy, that's just 2 7-footers you could put on the wing, spread out the floor. I think that they could be really good this competition.
Yeah, they're 7-4 right now.
Yeah, 7-4. Yeah,
but when we talked about Mr. Mingo, he started off leading scorer, right, in the EYBL. And things kind of tapered off a little bit, but I think now they're not just relying on one player; they're spreading the ball out and trying to become a complete team. And I think that process is important, right? Because you see a lot of these guys who are in the top 10 in scoring, but their team is not doing well.
Yeah, the team's not that good. Yeah, it's better if you're scoring. If you score less and your team could pick up the slack in some of those games, your team's just going to be better. And honestly, you're going to have more eyes on you rather than if you're scoring 30 points and your team is 1-9. Like you're going to have more eyes if your team is 8-2 and you averaging 17, then you averaging 26. Like, unless you're like one of those guys, clearly talent is going to stand out in high school. College are looking for that. But like on the basic level, yeah, you're going to have more eyes on you like that.
Yeah, Mingo's success has really, really been off the charts this year. And I've been dying to find out about another team. They've been awesome so far. Every game I've watched them, they've really looked dominant sometimes. They have let go of the rope a little bit. But, I mean, this Oakland Soldier team, talk about how sick they've been and how good this kid Crow is. I mean, their entire roster is loaded.
Yeah, so I think they're the most talented team in the EYBL this year. I think they just got to put it all together. So last year they have AJ and Tyron, so they're gonna take a bulk of the shots, and they had the kid Chris that's going to SMU, like he's really good too. This year you don't have AJ like a super 6'9" guy, but Jason Crow is like super talented. Actually, I think he's like a guard version of Trey Young. Just like, if you're like, threes are layups. If any little bit of space, he's knocking it down, getting to the rim, crafty. I think they just have to put it all together. They have Kalik House, I think that's his name. That's really big. They have like their role players will be big come come July, like we know Tyron's going to be Tyron, Jason Crow's going to be Jason Crow. It's about them putting it all together as a team. Like I feel like individually, they're like the most talented team on paper.
Yeah, but you know, when we talk about like one of the most balanced teams in the whole EYBL, I think it had to be like the Utah Prospects, right? Their balanced attack. They don't have not one player in the top 10 in scoring, but they showed you that how important the team play in AAU basketball is so important when individualism is so highlighted. Yeah. Team play gets overlooked. Let's talk about that Utah Prospect team that's so impressive from your standpoint.
Yeah, I loved Ike since he was on Ren's a few years ago. I always thought he was like a high school version of like Westbrook, just super athletic and stuff like that.
Yes.
Then you just like their team is just like you said, just they're built well. Like you build it well. Like we keep saying, the best teams usually are in. So usually at the end of Peach Jam, the last few years, who do we see? Mocan is always in the conversation. Takeover is always in the conversation. They always have complete teams. Like we've seen like good team, like elite, like play. They have these super talented guys. They don't make it that far, but like all the fans are like, damn, how did Bubble Butt not a championship and stuff like that? But it's like you have to have a good team. Like I think we see in college nowadays, that's pros, like that's pro basketball. That nowadays, like elite high schools becoming like college. Like in the tournament, the most talented team doesn't always win. It's the team that could play together. So they're a team that reminds me of that type of motto.
Yeah, I love that breakdown, and I mean the kid Ike is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's super tough. Super tough.
I mean, he's incredible. He's impressing me so much. Hope I don't steal Pooh's thunder because I know he always asks this great question. And I'm going to ask you in true Shake fashion: who is maybe a team or two that's flying under the radar that could be ready to make a run that might not have the record? Maybe they do. Give us a team or two that you think could be
flying under the radar. Let me look at the team list really quick so I don't miss anybody.
Yeah, because there's some teams right in that middle, Shake, that are really good.
That's the thing about the EYBL, like Lightning last year. They finished the regular season maybe like 500, made it to the Elite Eight. Like once you people go to camps and stuff, might miss them. Like it's just a little different sometimes. 1 second.
It's like team like Vegas Elite, team Final.
Final. I like Final. They could make some noise at Peach. The kid from Jersey, Deerdak, that's his name, I think.
Yeah,
he's really good. Florida Rebels can make some noise. I like Mocan's been picking it up lately. Then Bradley Beal's at the top right now. They're like one of the top teams, but I like the way their team has been playing together. They have the kid Andrews that just committed to Arkansas, leading the charge. There's someone that could pick it up. This year is kind of like wide open. Like Durant could make a little run. Durant, they have the kid, the guard, Ant Brown. He's one of the best guard in the country. I feel like people aren't talking about him enough. Why not? It's pretty good. They lost a few games because they had some people at USA. CP3 lost a few games last session, but they might have had one loss or undefeated before last session. So a few teams that can make a run. Like I said, you're 0-0 once Peach Jam starts. So and you don't control who's in your bracket, so you better be ready.
And the field's loaded, Shake. Yeah. I mean, so many teams you just named are loaded. I mean, multiple high major guys.
All it takes is one game. It's not like you're playing a series and stuff. So it's one game. You gotta come ready.
Now this road to Peach Jam is so important, right? It's like the NCAAs for AAU basketball, correct? Now, have you seen teams who have been on the bottom rise up to the top and kind of surprise a few people?
Are you talking about this year or like in the past?
Just in the past.
In the past. Yeah, like honestly, I think 1 year Takeover won it. I remember seeing them lose by like 30 maybe once or twice. Like it's just like it's like, all right, we had a few bad games, like just like in like maybe it might be more like a NBA example than college. Like teams come out in the NBA sometimes lose by 30. Like one of the best teams in the league, they come out, we laid one, all right, next game, next day, like let's get to the next thing. I bought up Lightning again. Like last year, that was a super talented New York Lightning team. Malik Thomas, Chris Jeffrey, Maury Evans. I followed them all year, but they almost didn't make Peach Jam. They had to win. They had to win a game. They played Indy Heat in Kansas City. They lost that. They would have been in the play-in to get to Peach, but they ended up winning. Got there and ended up losing to Oakland Soldiers by like 5. They should have beat them, honestly. Like it was a great game, but AJ Tyron took over the game and stuff like that. But yeah, you a game away from the Final Four. Like they were a 500 team if you look at the paper. But so I think in AAU is different. Like high school is like, all right, you're building out, you're scouting a little more. These teams are getting scouted too, but still on an AAU type of level. So it's different.
Yeah, and the turnaround's so fast.
Yeah.
A lot of these games. Shake, I want to ask you another question about one thing that I've noticed that's kind of been stepping up throughout the years is the coaching. A lot of these programs have so much invested in these programs, through all these sponsors, especially Nike, they're not letting anybody just, take the helm of these,
you can't.
Of these big programs. So what have you thought of the coaching? And maybe you could give us a name or two of some of the programs that really have done a good job.
Yeah, like you said, this is serious basketball. This isn't just some roll the ball out.
Yeah.
Like you will lose, Nike will take your sponsorship away. You'll go be playing on something local or something. Like you need to win games. I remember I seen Thaddeus Young, Team Thad. He was on a podcast saying like, yeah, basically we treat our players like NBA. Like you get 10 days. You don't perform in this tournament, we're going to go find new guys. And I've seen that this year with some teams. Like, yeah, we lost. We went on 3. Yeah, we need a new point guard. We need this, new that. Like this is serious basketball. So you need good coaching around it too. Like you need to be watching film. You need to be breaking down plays. Like I know it's hard to practice when you have a lot of kids all over the country, but you got to try to find that gym time, especially in like a time like now, June and stuff like that. Some coaches that's probably stood out. I love Takeover's coach, like his intensities every game. Even just little things I know is me and Coach Pete were talking about this one time. Like all their players wear like the same shoes, like and stuff like that. So you could tell like that's a coach rule. Like not especially nowadays, kids don't all want to wear the same shoes and stuff like that. But you could tell like they believe in their coach. They believe what he's saying. I love what Munch is doing. Like they're always a team that's like in line, in order. The Rens is coached well this year. CP3, they have a great system. Chris Paul could come jump. Like Chris Paul might not be there, but then he might be there like another game or something. Like they still listening to him. Like he was like already there. Bradley Beal, like all the NBA players that have teams and stuff like that. Just bringing like that family environment to their organizations, and it's beautiful to see.
What's the dangers? I don't want to say the dangers, but like you explained, like teams bringing guys from other parts of the country and not having that practice time. How could that hurt a team going into Peach Jam and competing for a championship?
It can hurt a lot because it's hard to build that chemistry because you got to think like it's been weird every single year. So like this year it's like we went to Arizona, then it was 2 weeks off, then it went back to back Memphis, Kansas City. So then you got to think your season's almost over at the end of that. Say if you have a kid across the country, something like he can't really fly in to come practice that week before because you got to fly him out that one day before. Like it's just a bunch of logistics and stuff going on. So that's why you see like the takeovers, like everyone in the DMV, like they're doing good. You see like who else can I think of? Like the teams in the Carolinas, like those teams are pretty good and stuff like that. The Cali teams and stuff like that. They're a little bit different because they have kids from Arizona, stuff like that, Vegas and all that. Yeah, it just depends if you can make them fit and make them trust what's going on. Like sometimes their talent precedes it, and you gotta just get in where you fit in. But yeah, it's definitely an advantage if you could get together and practice, of course.
Now, I'm going to ask you a little bit of a personal question, Jay. you know, as you see all these successful coaches and, you know, you actually get to see some of these amazing programs actually have the name of the program. You know, the guy will coach, like you said,
Mhm.
CP3, Brad Beal. Has there been any like pros or, you know, maybe guys who are retired that you've kind of been starstruck or in awe that like I'm right next to this guy or like I'm interviewing this guy or, you know, he's just sitting right next to me at the time, you know, because sometimes it's happened to me and I'm just like, holy crap, you know, it happened to me when I was just sitting at a Catholic League like team camp shake and Mello sat next to me. He's like, "Can I
Mhm.
sit here?" I'm like, "You can sit wherever you want."
You said
You know what I
wherever you
mean?
want. Yeah, like I remember like that first Peach Jam for me was like the most eye-opening thing because like I had never filmed a high school basketball tournament before that, which is crazy. Like I filmed the workouts. I went to like a pro-am before. That
That's
was my
crazy.
first basketball tournament. So and then no basketball was good. That was like the only basketball going on in the world at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
That and like the NBA bubble. So it was like just like seeing like LeBron. Like that was the first really person where I was like, yo, but then he had like I took a picture of him and he posted it. Like that was that same time. So that
Wow.
imagine the confidence boost I got. Like that was my first term. I'm like, oh, Bron like this.
They're all
Okay,
gonna be like this.
yeah. I'm like, oh, every
You
tournament.
belong. You belong.
So I'm like, oh, every tournament gonna be like this. But yeah, I
Yeah.
remember just seeing Bron and then like just seeing like I had another viral clip. Like it's just funny. We were just outside waiting, and LeBron and Melo walked through the back door. I just happened to be filming the conversation. I just panned to them real quick. Oh, like what's up? Y'all going to watch it? Like you? Oh, let's go chill. But I'm like, yo, this is Bron and Melo right now. Like it's crazy. Then like it's even like it gets to a point where it's like, oh yeah, like you see like Tyler Hero or somebody like, oh yeah, that's just Tyler Hero. But like at the end of the day, it's Tyler Hero. At the end, like it's just so it's like overwhelming. Like John Morant is always there. Bradley Beal is always there. CP3 is always there. Then like seeing like coaches like Calipari, Penny, stuff like just a bunch of legends in the basketball space is like, all right, this is dope. This is the culture right here.
I see you got a nice sneaker collection behind you, man.
Yeah, I had seen your one with DJ with Authorized. I was like,
Yes,
man,
yes.
let me just keep this in the background for a little bit.
No doubt, no doubt. And look, I would love to have you on Sneakerheads. As soon as I get back, this week, actually Wednesday, I leave for the NBPA Top 100 camp, going down there for a couple of days, and then as soon as I get back, I'm right back on it. You know, podcasts, Sneakerheads, Brevoort starts. So a lot of things is got, you know, snowball coming this way, but I would definitely love to get your perspective because I always tell people, you know, a lot of stuff is learning for me, right? Being in a position where you get sneakers for free, it's like when you see somebody who's a collector of sneakers, like you have yours all neat. Authorized has it all there. I'm like, I still got my sneakers in boxes, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I didn't even get to that level yet. But what's your like your go-tos?
Beaters.
Just, you know, when you just, you know, out and about. I know you're not balling
I
these
want
days.
to, I want to bow. I'm just wearing my Vomeros probably. Like if I'm just throwing something on. But if I want to look a little good, I'll throw my ones on probably. If I'm just like being up something or something like that, I can't go wrong with those.
Do you have a holy grail of like your all time sneaker that you want to get?
My favorite movie, Back to the Future. So I would love to have those just sit.
Yo, yo,
I would love to have those just sit in a case
yes.
and I could like just look at it. I want the light up ones too.
Oh,
Press a
man.
button and light up or something.
Yo, bro, I think that had to be every kid's fantasy who saw that damn movie.
Nah,
It's like I'm still waiting on them.
Yeah,
Still waiting on them. Didn't
my.
they come out with like a version of them? Like it was like
So they had like a knockoff version that they dropped, like not Nike, but Nike did like a big like box at one point, but they clearly were like 5,000. Like they released like 3 pairs or something like that. I remember like I think PJ Tucker had them all. Of course, one time I was like, "Yo, that's crazy."
Of course.
What sneaker? That will be like my holy grail right there.
Nah, yeah, I don't need anything else if I get that. I'm good.
You know what I'm saying? Like definitely. So look, what we're gonna do is B, if you have any more questions, because I really want to tap into like you know, the 16-year, I think we should come back and do that. This way we give them their own space, right?
Yeah.
And lead up to Peace Jam. And I have a few coaches that's gonna come on from different organizations as well. But I think this has been cool, Shake. This has been cool.
Yeah, this was dope for sure.
I want to say to you, man, young brother, keep doing your thing. I see big things for you in the future, man. Keep that love, keep that passion, man. And you know, just let you know we all proud of you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, y'all OGs and stuff like that. Y'all allow me into the New York culture. Like I know in New York, people is like, whoa, who's this outsider right here? But I just tried to get in where I fit in and stuff like that. Appreciate all y'all for showing me love too. So.
Listen, he blends in. He blends in like he's a PSAL guy, you know. I totally thought
I would have known. I would have known if he told me, yo, I went to like, you know, Cardinal Hayes. I went to, you know,
100%.
I'd be like, all right, cool, you know.
I'm telling you, everybody he walks past in the city, like, is cool. I'm like, all right, this guy's probably been in the Catholic League for years, you know.
Yeah, but at this point, it has been like 5 years now. But even at first, I'm like, oh, they like it. So hey,
no, for sure.
Cool.
Like Pooh said, you know, we're really proud of you, man. You're coming into your own, and like the reason I asked you the question before is I think you could do anything, you know, in the space that you want to. I hope you keep climbing, and just remember us when you go big time. All right, man.
Of course.
That's all you gotta do, brother. That's all you gotta do, man. Before you leave, how is the hoops in Connecticut? Like, just give people a brief overview.
We're trying to reach the upstate, Shake. So we love some Connecticut ball too.
We got good hoops in Connecticut for sure. I think a lot. I always try to put kids on, like with my platform now too. Like I had me and my guy, he works for Puma, my boy Drew Sawyer. We're starting to do like clinics and like camps and stuff for Connecticut. So because it's like, all right, he has this platform, I have my platform. It's like, all right. A lot of these kids, the only thing they're missing is a backing, like some people coming behind them, because it's hard to get seen in Connecticut. Like, of course, you want to come to New York, you want to go to Boston, you want to play for these teams, but it's hard when you're from Connecticut. You don't really have anything like that. Everyone just look at us like the small state, but we have a bunch of talent. Like we have this kid from that went to my old high school. His name Parrish Edmond. He plays for City Rocks now. Got a crazy hot. He played New York last year too. Killed New York. Played Dykeman, all that. But
was he on the Watson team?
No, he played for Dykeman, the light skin kid.
Got you. So who was this? I mean to cut you off, but
you go.
Who were the City Rock kids that was playing?
That was Keyshawn Tillery.
Tillery and Blackwood.
Yeah, Tillery. He's from I think he's from upstate, I think.
Yeah, from upstate, yes.
Yeah, but basically they played a tournament at Scanlon, and I was like I know them, I know the coach and stuff like that in my old high school. I'm like, I'm gonna pull up. This was the first people have told me about them and stuff like that. I watched them play, and I'm like, you're not supposed, like, you're higher than this. Like, yeah, like just off of your pure athleticism and your start for the game. I post a video. He starts to blow up. City Rocks hits him up. He goes to Putnam Science Academy. Now he has a bunch of high major offers, like Oklahoma State, all that type of stuff. It's like, all right, like you get a platform behind you, get a little bit of pushing. You have a chance, but it's up to you at the end of the day. But like I'm gonna try to lend a helping hand. But yeah, hoops in Connecticut are good. We're underrated out there for sure.
Yeah, let us know when you're doing clinics and stuff, man. We'll post it and spread the word.
Yeah, for sure. We're so we kind of did like some give back type of things before, but this fall we plan on doing like a bit like a high school, like top kids come like actually play each other. So that'll be a big thing if you guys wanted to come to that, stuff like that too. So
awesome, man.
No doubt. And look, any kids that you run across that you think could be top tier, just send them to my page or Pooh. I think you should check this kid out. You know what I'm saying? Because having the platforms that we have and me being in the spaces that I'm in, my guy Brian with May Hoops, me over at MBPA, we can kind of get the word out to everybody else because we the guy that has the boots on the ground and able to help these kids and get them in positions that they need to be successful. So, I think,
definitely will.
That's how we, bridge the connection. We got 3 age groups right here, 3 different age groups right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all in you. That's how you bring it together. That's how you bring it
That's how
together.
you bring it together, man.
Exactly.
So when I get back, I'm gonna contact you, Shake. We do part 2. So we can touch on the 16s and 15s and show them some love. And then, we'll start to tap into the other coaches out there and get them on before Peace Jam. All right?
Bet. I'm with it.
Thank you,
I
Shake.
appreciate you.
No problem. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks a lot, Shake. Appreciate you. Man.
You spoiled me again, man. I can't believe you got him, dude. He's a superstar, bro.
Come on, man. Look, when you see the future, you got to tap into it, right?
Of course.
And one thing I like about Shake, he had did a documentary, a small little episode doc on Jefferson, and used some of the footage and reached out to him. He's very respectful, like, yo, OG, you
So
good?
nice.
If I could do this, blah, blah, blah. Yo, go ahead, man, because I think we all got to rock for each other. We all out here doing the work for these kids. And none of us getting big checks for it. I know you work a job, I work jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody's out there doing what they got to do, but we do this because of our passion and our wanting to help the youth, man. So salute to Shake Hoops, man. We're going to bring them back on for part 2 and keep this rocking and rolling, man. Inside the EYBL, baby, we are back and we don't let it go, man. Once we get rocking, ain't nothing holding us back.
Let's go, baby. All about the checks.
That's right. We'll be getting them soon. All right, B. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, be good, Pooh.
Yes, sir. We are out of here. Peace.